it's Miss Keenan here, and I'm here today to talk to you about Photoshop, specifically about Photoshop layers. So in this activity, I have opened up the river scene and I'm going to put in this jumping salmon and this bear into this scene, and I'm going to try to make it look pretty realistic, and I'll also try to change up the background. So I'm starting with this image because it is quite large, and I know that afterwards I can save it as a 2000 pixel wide image fairly easily, because right now it's at about 7,000 and some, almost close to 7,500 wide. So I know that I can definitely save it in the right format. Okay, so there's a couple ways that you can add photos into an existing Photoshop file. So I've just opened this up, still a JPEG. You can go to File and then Place Embedded. I'll show you. And then you can find your photos. I'm just going to make sure that so say I'm going to choose this one and the salmon. I'm going to select Shift so I can, oh, no, I can't do both at the same time. That's all right. And then I just place the bear and then press Return or Enter to let that place. Alternatively, if you've opened them all up in Photoshop, they will appear as separate tabs. So say I want to move the salmon over, I can literally just click on the layer, drag it into my river scene, and drop it. And there it is. So that's what we have. We can use this selection tool or rather this move tool to move around our elements. Right now it's on auto select by layer, so you can click on the layers that are not locked and move them. Currently my river scene back here is locked because it is the background, so it's not going to allow me to move it. If I do want to move it, I'd have to unlock it, meaning I'd have to not make it the background, which means I'd have to double click on it, make it layer 0, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so these little eyeballs in the layers palette mean if you can see that layer or not. Okay, so this one I'm going to double click on the words. Oh no. I'm going to double click on the words and name it bear. Instead of layer 1, I'm going to name this salmon. Okay, so in bear, I'm going to select just the bear using my object selection tool, like so. And then I am going to hit copy and then paste, which pastes a new layer that just has the bear. Okay, so I've got the bear. I'm going to use my move tool, move it down here into the water. Here we go. I can also change the size of it by grabbing a corner, moving it up or down. Here we go. And then press return whenever I'm done. Same thing with the salmon. I'm going to turn the eyeball on and zoom in to that salmon. There's a number of ways to do this, but I find the object selection tool seems to be pretty good. So I'm going to select this salmon. I'm going to copy it and paste it. Get rid of this eyeball. Not too bad. And I'm going to move it closer to the water. So control minus sign to control minus sign to back up a little bit. So there is that. So that's how it works. You can also rotate it if you don't go right to the corner of the image, just off the corner where you see the 2 double arrows, and you can rotate the image however you'd like. So that is how you do that. All right, so I can click on this layer and delete it since I don't need it anymore. Same with this salmon. Delete, yes. I'm going to rename these to my new bear layer and new salmon layer. And in the background, I am going to, I'm not going to remove the background, but I'm going to want to alter it. So I'm going to drag it to the little plus sign at the bottom to create a new layer. And here under Object Select, not that one, but Object, I'm going to select the background here. Here it goes. And here under Generative Fill, I'm going to type in Rocky Mountains at sunset. Yeah, that will do. And then see what it generates. Okay, so we got one. Let's see the other one, a little bit nicer. I'm gonna select the move tool so I don't keep seeing those things. So I've got 3 to choose from. Out of these, I think this one's probably the nicest. I could keep going, maybe add some prompts, maybe add like flying birds or hot air balloon or whatever it is, but this is going to be it for now. And that is basically an introduction to layers. So remember to name them, and that's basically it. In the next video, I'll go into greater detail about masks, and then further down, we'll talk about blending tools and adjustments. All right, have a good one.